Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video at my YouTube channel and blog. Today I'm going to be coloring this cute little digi image by Koala T Crafts, and I have recently become a design team member there, so I'm very excited about that. So I'll be bringing you more of their digi images to come in the future. This project that I'll be making today is part of the October Blog Hop, featuring the Thankful Digi promotion and October challenge. And the theme for the challenge is green or creatures or thankful. So the prize info can be located over at the blog. And to be eligible to win a prize, visit each blog, comment, and subscribe to the blogs. So now back to our and all the links will be below in the video description. So now back to our coloring. I'm using Copic markers for this, and I will have them all listed over at my blog. So if you're interested in this color combination for fall pumpkins, I'll have it listed. And I'm just going from lightest to darkest, back out to lightest. There I showed you my brown combination for my stem, and I'm just doing some flicks again, going from lightest to darkest and then back down to lightest again. And when I'm done there, I'm just taking my darkest color, which I didn't use in the flicking, to add just some lines in the stem, and then I just went back over it with, I think, the lightest color to blend it all in. And I showed you my green combination, and so I'm just going in and with my lightest color there and mapping out where I want my shadows. And you do this with the lightest color just in case you mess up and mark where there shouldn't be a shadow. It's your lightest color, so it won't matter. And then just darkest to lightest, lightest to darkest. I mean, lightest to darkest, darkest to lightest. And now I'm doing the inside of my pumpkin. And I'm going around all the way around the edge with my darkest color here, because I want this to feel like it's like the pumpkin is carved out, and this is inset, and this is the inside of the pumpkin that you're seeing. So this one I'm going from darkest to lightest. And there I was showing you that my lightest color there was dry, and so I just used my colorless blender there to blend out those edges a little bit more because my marker was dry. I had to go refill it. And so then I wanted it to kind of pop off the page some more, so I decided to go around it in the BG 000 and quadruple 0, and then I will soften the edge with my colorless blender. And this just kind of helps your image just kind of pop off the page if you're not doing a full background. Now here I'm taking a stamp. I've had this for a long time. I don't believe it's available anymore, but I like the large swirl of it, and this is what I had in my arsenal. And so I decided to take some burlap and some bronze embossing powder and emboss that on the burlap, and it turned out really well. Now I'm taking some vintage photo distress ink, and I'm going around the edge. I used my brother's Scan and Cut to cut out my image, and I selected I call it a postage stamp cutout feature for it to cut out my image. And now I'm wanting to distress my burlap a little bit, so I'm just with my fingers just taking off some of the strands, and I wanted it to curve, so now I took my scissors and just got rid of some of the bulk, and then I'm just roughing it up with my fingers just to give it a kind of a just worn, distressed look. So now here for my card, this is just some papers I had in my arsenal. A nice what do they call it, herringbone wood pattern, and I used some like olive green cardstock, and I'm just using a little Deluxe Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to glue that down. And you do see the glue come through, but once it dries, you don't see that anymore. And I'm just going to use some pop dots on the area that is not over the burlap, and then I'll just use some glue on the burlap area. Just taking the liners off of the glue dots, or the pop dots, I'm sorry, they're foam pop dots. And right now I'm going to take my Signo Uniball white gel pen, and I'm just going to add some highlights to my image. And now for the inside of my card, I'm just going to take some more pieces of those papers that I used on the outside and add a border, basically. Sorry, I got a little out of frame there, but I'm just sticking the green underneath the wood and then adding some more adhesive. And then I'm just going to trim off the edge. Those big scissors, I love them. Those are Tonic Tim Holtz scissors, and they are so awesome for trimming off things like that because you can just get it all in one big fell swoop. So now this is a honeybee stamp set called Thankful Sentiments or something like that. I'm using my Misty for this because it is a big solid stamp, and I want to make sure that I get a really dark crisp impression. So I want to be able to stamp it a couple of times, and having a stamp positioner is definitely the way to achieve this. It would be kind of tough otherwise. So now I'm just going to use my Scotch ATG gun and adhere my front to my card base. And then I'm going to take out my, a little more trimming there, my Nuvo drops, and that's where my camera battery died. So here's the final pictures. You can see my Nuvo drops in bottle green and antique rose. And this is the inside of the card. Final look, you can see that little bit of sparkle from the Wingastella that I added. Be sure to visit all the blogs on this hop so you can win that prize.